There was once a village where failure was illegal. If you failed even once, you could lose everything. Everyone believed it was the perfect village, until one boy discovered a secret hidden beneath it. Nestled between mountains and waterfalls stood a beautiful village. The streets were spotless. The gardens bloomed all year. The people smiled every day. Visitors called it paradise. But behind those smiles, everyone lived in fear. At the entrance of the village stood a wooden sign. Failure is forbidden. Children learned this rule before they learned to read. Students feared mistakes. Workers feared experiments. Dreamers feared trying. Because in this village, failure was treated like a crime. Among the villagers lived a boy named Kai. Unlike everyone else, Kai loved inventing things. He spent his afternoons sketching strange machines. And every night, he dreamed of flying above the mountains. He believed anything was possible. For months, Kai worked on a flying machine, piece by piece, bolt by bolt, while others avoided risks. Kai chased possibilities. Finally, the machine was ready. The entire village gathered to watch. Kai climbed into his invention. The machine lifted into the air. For one glorious moment, his dream came true. Then, crash, the machine fell straight into a haystack. Silence filled the hill. Soon the silence turned into laughter. People pointed, whispered, mocked him. The village leaders stepped forward. One more failure, they warned, and you'll be banished. That night, Kai carried the broken pieces home, not just of his machine, but of his confidence. Days became weeks. Weeks became months. Kai stopped inventing. His workshop gathered dust. His sketches remained unfinished. Fear had succeeded where failure never could. It made him stop trying. Years passed. The village remained beautiful, but nothing changed. No new ideas. No discoveries. No progress. Everyone was too afraid to fail. And because nobody failed, nobody grew. One stormy evening, Kai wandered into the old village hall. As lightning flashed outside, he noticed something strange beneath the floor. A hidden trapdoor. His heart raced. Carefully, he opened it. A staircase disappeared into darkness. Lantern in hand, Kai stepped below. At the bottom was a vast underground chamber. Rows of strange machines filled the room. Broken inventions, failed experiments, abandoned ideas. Hundreds of them. Kai stared in disbelief. Why would a village that hated failure hide a room full of failures? Then he found an old leather notebook. Dust covered its pages. The name on the front belonged to the village founder. As Kai read, his eyes widened. The founder had failed hundreds of times. Every bridge, every windmill, every tool, every innovation had begun as a failure. The village itself existed because someone refused to quit. But years later, new leaders hid the truth. They taught fear instead of courage, because fearful people were easier to control. The next morning, Kai called the entire village together. He showed them the notebook, page after page, failure after failure. The crowd stood frozen. Everything they believed was a lie. Then Kai unveiled a brand new flying machine. The villagers gasped. "You're risking another failure?" Someone shouted. Kai smiled. He launched the machine. It flew briefly, then crashed again. But this time, Kai laughed, because he finally understood. Failure wasn't the enemy. Giving up was. Something changed that day. Children began experimenting again. Artists created without fear. Inventors returned to their workshops. Dreamers dared to dream. The village felt alive for the first time in years. Years later, the village became famous across the land. Not because nobody failed, but because nobody was afraid to. And standing on a hill overlooking it all, Kai smiled. The village had finally learned the truth. The people who never fail are usually the people who never try. Every mistake teaches. Every setback strengthens. And every success is built on failures nobody sees. So don't fear failure. Fear never trying at all.